I actually had no intention of leaving my previous employ. So I had a great job, also based right here in Singapore. What attracted me to Maersk was, number one, a vision. A really clearly articulated vision, which was not about just transforming our own company, but it was to leverage our leadership position globally to change the industry for the better. That was a really bold vision. The second component was the conviction behind it. So lots of companies have bold visions. What I could feel from everyone that I talked to in the interviewing process was the conviction behind executing this strategy. You know, we have the hashtag all the way, and I found out it's not just a slogan, it's a culture. And those two things were super appealing. Of course, it doesn't hurt that the company also has the wherewithal to push that into reality. So those components made it a really attractive option for me, and something I just couldn't resist.
What are some of the challenges that you're facing in Asia Pacific, and how are you going to try to solve them?
Yeah, so we have many challenges. I think there's some outside challenges that every organization is dealing with. We're in the middle of an industrial revolution, if you will, and it's not just on one dimension. It's really multidimensional. And I think we learned that all of our clients, as well as ourselves, we will look drastically different in just 5 years, and certainly in 10 years down the road. So we need to completely reinvent who we are, what we do, and also help our clients in that same journey. So that's an outside challenge that we're dealing with, or that I'm grasping with. An inside challenge, is around, of course, transforming who we are as a company. So in our past, we've been very focused, particularly in our core business of the ocean liner business. This is heavy investment in assets. It's about optimization, etc. Where we're now going is in the value space. It's around really understanding global supply chains and leverage our expertise to delivering value. So from that point of view, we are transforming also our culture to becoming a lot more client-centric.
What's your big master plan for Asia Pacific? Any special projects you can share with us?
Yeah, so in line with our global strategy, we are investing heavily in developing and including and building new capabilities that would allow us to expand our value proposition beyond the ports and the ocean to including air freight, truck freight, rail freight, as well as distribution, fulfillment, returns. So the ability to have it in our toolbox to be able to go in and assess a problem in supply chain and apply our tools. So building of that is first and foremost for us. As a second component, it's about getting to know the Asian market and the Asian client better. We have, of course, done business in Asia for many decades. So we're very well familiar with the region. What's new is the Asian consumer has become very dominant in the past 10 years. Most of the largest consumption markets in the world are now in Asia. So from that point of view, looking down the road, 5, 10, 15 years, we have to expect that the rise of the Asian consumer and the Asian companies to continue. And that's important that we have that, as part of who we are, that we create solutions that are assisting in the growth of the Asian consumer.
If you could give one piece of advice to someone looking to join Maersk, what would it be?
Gosh, that's hard to get it down to one piece of advice. If I may, I can take two.
Sure, of course.
Number one is put the client at the center of everything that you do. So it doesn't matter whether you are in sales or whether you are in HR or whether you are in operations. Think about what the client wants and then see how what we do have an impact to that client. So that's really number one. Client centricity or client obsession is something that is critical to us as an organization, and it has to be lived and breathed by every single employee.
Sounds good.
Secondly, learning agility. So the days are gone where you would join an organization because you had a certain education and then you would have a career in this path, for many decades. What's happening today is things are moving so quickly that everyone has to be agile. So expect your career to take uncharted turns, and I think that's part of the energy and the excitement of this organization. We're designing our organization, for agility in careers and, to make people successful and the company successful as well.